Hello, my name is Psychokinesis and I want to teach you everything I know about psychokinesis. This is going to be my third lesson. I really want you to watch the previous videos since this is a progression of information created to make you move forward in your journey of self-mastery. You can't start a path in the middle, you have to start from the beginning. So one more time, I really suggest you watch the first couple of videos. Speaking of starting your journey, a lot of you keep on asking me to do a pyrokinesis tutorial, but I get the feeling that you are still not in the right direction to achieve such control. I will do a tutorial about that as soon as I finish explaining what comes before that. Most of you are still struggling resonating with already existing forces of nature. To create fire, you will have to resonate with multiple forces at once, as well as creating a quantum connection with particles that you can't even see. So please, I ask you to take a step back. I promise you that we'll get to pyrokinesis when I feel like you're ready. In my previous tutorials, I told you to practice air force to move an object. I hope that you have been practicing. Today we'll focus on moving an object using a quantum connection, with no air force at all. Keep in mind, in the future you should be able to switch between these two methods at will, or mix them in order to get the best results. Science has established that quantum entanglement is the phenomenon that occurs when a group of particles are generated, interact, or share spatial proximity in a way such that the quantum state of each particle of the group cannot be described independently of the state of the others, including when the particles are separated by a large distance. This is undeniable proof that we're all connected. The connection you have with everything is always there. You just have to tap into it. In my previous tutorial, I told you how to feel the flow of air around you and try to resonate to the frequency of it in order to bend it in the direction that you want. Remember, this is not about control, this is about connection. To create a quantum connection with a specific object, the process is pretty much the same, but with a few key differences. While air is constantly moving around you, an inanimate object will be still, which means feeling the flow of it is going to be much harder. On top of that, you are already connected to everything around you, so now you will have to isolate the single object you want to resonate with. For beginners, I will suggest starting with a small object in an empty room. Once you think you have a good grasp of the frequency of the object you want to move, here comes the hard part. Elements, like air, are already in motion, which means you will only have to bend that motion, but a still object requires you to create a motion that is not existent. To create a motion from nothing, you will have to focus on what that motion could be and why. Start with a ping pong ball. What does a ball do? It rolls, it bounces, it can go in any direction. What does it need to do that? Let's put it this way, what does your hand need to move? It needs your brain to tell it to move. Yes, maybe you do this subconsciously, but your brain is still telling your hand to move. The ping pong ball doesn't have a brain to tell it to move, but it does have a connection with you, so use the connection to share your brain and give the ball the instruction it needs to move. When you focus on this exercise, remember you are sharing your consciousness. This is never about control. Empathy is the key when it comes to quantum connection. The simpler way to start with this would be to start with a ball already in motion. Make spin or bounce and try to control the direction of the already existing motion. Then move forward by having the ball still and create a new motion with quantum connection. After you have mastered that, put the ball in a sealed container and really test how strong your connection is. That is it for today. See you in the next video.